best defensive midfielders in the Premier League. Who does the top one belong to? The defensive midfielder position since its inception is often evaluated as a relatively quiet role, sometimes somewhat ugly. The reason is because this is the role that has contributed significantly to killing the number 10 position, the position of the players with a pompous and elegant playing style. However, along with the development of football tactics, the defensive midfielder position is increasingly valued and plays more and more roles in operating the play of the teams. In the Premier League this season, there are also many players who play in the defensive midfielder position. Recently, the football data site Squawka has released a list of the top 10 best defensive midfielders in EPL this season. Let's find out, who are the 10 best defensive midfielders in England this season. Number 10. Douglas Luiz of Aston Villa. Aston Villa has experienced a strange season full of ups and downs and one coach change in the middle of the line. However, one of the most consistent factors at the Birmingham team is defensive midfielder Douglas Luiz. The Brazilian is an anchor in Aston Villa's midfield, often playing alongside two attacking players, John McGinn and Jacob Ramsey. This season saw Douglas Luiz make 57 tackles and 33 interceptions. The former Man City player is clearly a strong mark of Aston Villa in the Premier League this season. Number 9. Ruben Neves of Wolves. Ruben Neves did not rank as high as the player's talent. Remember, Neves was once the captain of Porto playing in the Champions League. This is because the Wolves have had a strange season as they have relied more than ever on goalkeeper José Sá to keep the team out of goals conceded this season. However, Ruben Neves can still shine, especially with the ball in the foot. No defensive midfielder in the EPL has had more passes than he has with 14, and only N'Golo Kanté has completed more passes than the Portuguese. Number 8. Wilfred Ndidi of Leicester City. Wilfred Ndidi has suffered a drop in form as a result of the unconvincing performances of his teammates and also as he struggles with injury. The Nigerian has played just 1,619 minutes this season, and the Foxes have been at a real disadvantage because of that. Still, Ndidi still has 60 tackles, second among defensive midfielders and 42. Interception phase, also ranked top in the English Premier League. Once healthy, Ndidi is truly a difference. Leicester City's task is to keep the player wearing the number 25 shirt healthy if they are to return to the European Cup. Number 7. Tomas Soucek of West Ham. Declan Rice has really received a lot of praise this season when transforming from a defensive midfielder position to a box-to-box midfielder. The England youngster's evolution has to thank Tomas Soucek, who has also evolved into a deep midfielder. The Czech has given up on his attacking instincts and accepted a deep drop to keep the midfield steady and allow Rice to run at the top. This worked to great effect for West Ham and turned the Hammers into a dynamic and incredibly fun team to watch. Number 6. N'Golo Kanté of Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel said in his pre-match press conference against Watford, "Kanté is our Mo Salah, our Van Dijk, our De Bruyne, our Neymar and our Kylian Mbappé. Just that much is enough to see how important the French midfielder is to Chelsea." Perhaps the German coach's words are a bit exaggerated, but if you take your time to see a Chelsea with a healthy Kanté and a Chelsea without the best Kanté, you will understand that Tuchel's words are correct. How? In fact, Kanté has missed most of this season because of health problems. However, when healthy, Kanté has always been impressive. Typically, Chelsea's 3-0 victory over Tottenham this season, when the French midfielder only took 45 minutes to get 1 goal, 2 tackles and received a score of 8.0. Number 5. Thomas Partey of Arsenal. The €40 million contract to bring Thomas Partey from Atletico Madrid to Arsenal is considered by many to be like a robbery of the Gunners. The Ghanaian player is too quality and is an Arsenal scratch in the right place mission, which is a defensive midfielder. In the Premier League this season, Partey has had the most ball recoveries, 153 times, the most tackles, 43 times, and the most successful passes, 35 times. Arsenal's most sublimation this season is also the time when Thomas Partey is most fit. Unfortunately for the Gunners, that the Ghanaian international was injured at a crucial moment, making Arsenal no longer self-determined in the race to win tickets to the Champions League, Number 4. Christian Norgard of Brentford. Norgard is Brentford's mainstay in midfield and one of the Premier League's most aggressive defensive midfielders. Part of the reason Christian Eriksen was able to be so creative in attack was that Norgard defended at the back with great certainty. 109 tackles put Norgard ahead of all other defensive midfielders in the EPL, and 64 interceptions put the Dane second only to Josh Brownhill. Number 3. PierreEmil Højbjerg of Spurs. One of the characteristics of Antonio Conte is that he always needs in his midfield a player who is diligent, playing without fear of contact and has a tendency to defend. When he arrived at Tottenham Hotspurs, the Italian coach found it in PierreEmil Højbjerg. In fact, the Danish player has always played a paramount role in the tactical system of the previous coaches of the Rooster, from Mourinho, Nuno Santo to Conte. Højbjerg can step back to cover a three-man defense as well as push up and corner opponents when Spurs need to press. In addition, Højbjerg's passing skill set is also extremely impressive. Number 2. Fabinho of Liverpool. Coach Jurgen Klopp once called Fabinho a lighthouse in the organized chaos of Liverpool. That proves the important role of the Brazilian midfielder in the playing system that Klopp applies to the Reds. Since moving to Anfield in 2018, coach Jurgen Klopp has rotated many of Liverpool's three midfield positions, all playing from a good level up, but only Fabinho is the one who can bring Klopp absolute trust in the defensive midfield position. Fabinho is exactly the anchor of Liverpool, while the other teammates attack on the front line. The 28-year-old teamed up with Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip, or Ibrahim Konate, to defend Alisson's net. Without Fabinho, Liverpool are easily hurt by the opponent's quick counter-attacking passes. Fabinho is the one who cuts and neutralizes the dangers from them. It is easy to understand why the Reds fans were extremely worried when the Brazilian player was injured and could not attend the FA Cup final. Number 1. Rodri of Manchester City. Rodri was a sweeping midfielder who handled a lot of the defensive work for his team. The Spaniard's 70 tackles are impressive enough, but also consider 80 tackles in the air, almost twice as many as the defensive midfielder behind him, Fabinho with 44, is a perfect detail in the structure of Man City. Rodri's ability to observe plays a very important role in building the Etihad team's play. Rodri's cannonballs or headers are also very useful in the stalemate of the citizens. On the defensive front, no defensive midfielder has won more possession in the bottom third of the pitch than Rodri has with 29, and Rodri also tops the list for the number of times he has won the ball back in the midfield with 162 times. The above numbers are convincing enough to rank the former Atletico Madrid midfielder at the top of this ranking. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos. If you find it interesting, please like, share, follow and comment on requests. Goodbye, see you again.